everyone, and welcome back to my channel, All Things Empowerment. I decided I want to also start uploading story times. So let's get right into the story time, because I know people like to get straight to the point. Remember, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be coming on this channel doing story times, you guys, and I hope you like this story time. So today we're going to talk about someone named Lakeisha. Lakeisha has an amazing story, and this is based on a true story, but I am using fake names. So Lakeisha is this hard-working girl. She works very hard. She's a CNA, and she works 16-hour days straight, getting her money, no children, no relationship, nothing, etc. So of course, she basically got a lot of time on her hands. So Lakeisha is trying to become a RN. So of course, a lot of people like to start down at the bottom and work their way up when it comes to the healthcare field. So of course, she's a CNA. And guess what? She had friends in that same field as CNAs. So basically, that day, she went to work, right? She went to work. It was like June, kind of hot, summertime. And she was going to work to do a 16-hour shift. Of course, she was working her 16-hour shift, and one of her friends called and was like, "Girl, you haven't been out in a while. We are about to go out to eat. What time you get off?" So she like, "Yeah, I really haven't been out in a while. It don't matter what we go eat at or whatever, but I get off at 6. I'll go home, get myself together, take a shower, and then I will meet y'all. Just text me the address of whatever restaurant y'all going to, and I'll be there." Of course, she was excited, but also still tired. So eventually, Lakeisha got off, clocked out, went home, did her hair, did her makeup, and basically looked at her phone for the text message to meet her friends at the restaurant. They finally met at the restaurant. Now, everybody knows Joe's Crab Shack, of course, and she loved seafood. So this was her first time out in a long time. So her friends came, but one of them brung another particular girl. I mean, she brung a girl that Lakeisha didn't know, but by Lakeisha being so kind and friendly, she accepted her because her actual friends was friends with her. I mean, both of the girls worked together, so why not? So they all sat down to eat, had a good time, a couple of drinks, ate their food. Eventually, they wind up leaving. Once they wind up leaving, they wind up going their own separate ways. Lakeisha went home, and because the night wasn't that late, she turned on a particular movie that she had left recording, and she knew she recorded it and really wanted to see it bad. So finally, Lakeisha get a little wine, and she goes sit down to basically enjoy her movie. Wound up falling asleep, waking up the next day, and basically taking a shower, getting ready to go to work. Her friend texted her and was like, "Girl, we got to do this another time." So Lakeisha was like, "Okay, we had a good time." So eventually she went to worked. Well, 2 weeks passed by, and it was time for the girls' night again. But this time they went out. I mean, dressed all cute, pretty face, hair done, nails done, and they went out. Now, mind you, Lakeisha lived in Atlanta, so of course they were about to have, at least she thought, a time of her life. So they finally went out to some little small club. They had fun, they had drinks, they enjoyed themselves, and someone walked up to her and was like, "Oh my God, ma'am, you are so beautiful." They was having a conversation here and there. Finally, he gave her his number. So she wasn't really intending on calling. Eventually, one thing led to another. A couple of weeks went by. She made the call. They both had a conversation on the phone, and they were texting back and forth for quite a while, to eventually he asked her out. Lakeisha was like, oh my God, what to do? So she started texting her friend, I'm about to go out with the person I met that night. We all went out. And her friend was like, oh, okay, girl. I mean, why not? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she should have left him where he was at, because they finally went out. They finally started talking back and forth and texting. Well, little did she know, the guy, his name was Sam, was a serial cheater, liar, everything. Eventually, Lakeisha started learning. So she started getting like, okay, like, he doing too much, blah, blah, blah. One night, she got a call. Little behold, it was a girl. She was on the line, just blah, blah, blah. And Lakeisha was like, girl, it's not that serious. So this went on for about maybe a couple of weeks. And the girl she just was crazy. And Lakeisha approached Sam and was like, this girl keep calling me, like, what is she talking about? And Sam denied the whole thing, denied knowing her, denied everything. So eventually, this girl, her name was Brenda, she got fed up. I mean, like, this Lakeisha girl, who she thinks she is type. So one night, Lakeisha was sitting at home watching a movie, y'all. She was watching some movie, sipping, and Sam wasn't picking up or answering her calls. So eventually she just said, whatever. Okay, so eventually she get a call, and it's Sam's number. So she like, what he wants? So she picked up. It was a girl, just the girl just going back and forth. Brenda just talking junk. And Lakeisha thought, she's still honest. Like, girl, you can have him. You got his phone. Obviously, he there. You can have him. So Brenda wasn't taking, you can have him for an answer. So she kept just calling her, playing on her phone, just calling her. So she was like, bitch, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Lakeisha didn't think nothing of it, because she been doing that. I mean, the playing on the phone, she been doing. But this time, Lakeisha was just fed up with the whole thing. I mean, she was better off being single like she was at first. She have no kids. She have nothing ties to him. So she just was thinking about moving on. Well, I mean, Brenda had other plans in mind, y'all. So Brenda gets in Sam's car while he's asleep. That's exactly how she got his phone. He was asleep or whatever. She got the phone. Brenda got the phone and the car and drove over to Lakeisha's house. Now, mind you, Lakeisha is watching a movie. She careless. Like, don't call her, girl. You doing too much. But Lakeisha hears a loud noise, and Sam's car made loud noise. So she was like, what he wants? Like, why he not over there? What he want? So without Lakeisha even thinking, she opens the door, goes out. Mind you, she don't even know that Brenda got the car. She's thinking that it's Sam the whole time. Well, she goes out there ready to rah-rah and get on Sam and asking him why he there. As she walked to the vehicle, a person in all black is getting out. So she like looking like, and then she's paused like, hold on, wait a minute. This don't look like no Sam. Like, okay. So Brenda comes around. Yeah, I said I was gonna kill you. I said I was gonna kill you. Lakeisha was like, it's not that serious. I said you can go, like, you can have him. Like, girl, like, what are you doing? She points the gun at Lakeisha and said, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. So then all of a sudden, Lakeisha turns to run, and Brenda is shooting. Pow, 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 just shooting. All Lakeisha can remember is her falling to the ground and Brenda standing over her saying, die, die, die. All Lakeisha was saying is, just kill me already. But at the same time, she was screaming help. She could also hear her neighbor yelling, leave her alone, leave her alone. I called the police. And Brenda standing over her, shooting still, saying, die, die. So she said, let me just shut up. Like, let me play dead. So finally, Lakeisha played dead. Brenda thought she was dead. Brenda went back to the van. She took off in the van, and the police showed up. Lakeisha, all she knew was being put on a stretcher, and the EMTs counting. And after that, Lakeisha blacked out. I mean, blacked out. She couldn't remember anything. Eventually, 3 weeks later, Lakeisha wakes up and she sees that she is in the hospital in ICU. And come to find out, the numbers that she heard, the reason why she heard the EMTs counting, because she had 17 bullets in her. Like, she was shot 17 times. Yes, it's amazing that she was still alive. So she started getting down, depressed, upset, angry, wishing that night would never happen, or wishing that her life would have been just taken right then and there. All she could do was talk to her parents on the phone in ICU, because at that time it was around COVID time. So since it was COVID time, nobody couldn't come up to the hospital to visit. So she was all alone. Weeks go by, the doctors telling Lakeisha that she will not be able to walk again. Eventually, Lakeisha gains her gross motor skills and basically strength in her legs and arms and everything again. So she's going through therapy, learning how to walk again and everything. She gained so much strength, but Lakeisha, until this day, still cannot move as fast as she used to and still use a walker. Yes, the girl, Brenda, she got arrested the same night because the neighbors were able to verify her, and the person, Sam, that she was with told police exactly who was the shooter. So now Brenda is in jail. Lakeisha is learning still how to cope with it. And Sam, he apologized. He was so sincere, apologized about what happened. Y'all, this is the whole thing. The moral of the story is be careful. You can't always friend everybody, and you have to be safe. If you can't be upfront and honest with people, it's best if you leave them alone, because you never know what crazy people you are putting in people's lives. The moral of the story is everybody is not always good and everybody is not always bad, but be more specific in the people you surround yourself with and people you get involved with, because you could be either friending or somebody like Sam, or who was in Brenda corner, basically trying to tell her, girl, it's not worth it. Like, you never know who was also boosting her head up, if anything. And technically, she was probably not even getting boosted up. But people are mentally crazy in the head. Be careful who you put in other people's lives based on the lack that you do. The moral of this story is watch your back, because it is dangerous out here. You guys, this is All Things Empowerment. I'm your host, Shaneria, and I hope you enjoyed this story time, because I'm coming back with more. Peace.